Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Boxing 365 for our latest episode, where we are looking at trenches, which is
They're big holes dug
yeah,
in the floor,
it is a big hole.
and they used them in World War II, I
True,
believe.
but it's also the name of the event, which is going to feature Conor Walker and Sam Eggington as the main event at the Civic Hall in Wolverhampton, courtesy of Matchroom Boxing and live and exclusive on DAZN. Again, we are actually partnered with DAZN now, so if you don't already have a subscription to DAZN, go down in the description below and get your subscription there.
Go in the description to get your subscription.
Correct. Yep.
To the pharmacy to get your prescription. If we go to war, what's that called?
Conscription.
Conscription? Is that right? Don't know. Anyway, what are we talking about?
I don't know. You clearly had your
Autism.
Weetabix this morning.
Fucking did I? I had sourdough bread with PB&J.
For anybody who hasn't actually watched the Zerdo and Benavidez video, please bear with us. This is the second time of recording all of these because we had some malfunctions with the microphones. So we are powering through. It's early in the morning. Right.
Started at like 7 a.m.
Conor Walker, Sam Eggington is our main event. We talked about it quite a lot
Yesterday.
And we sort of.
Well, I said I love it, but I don't get it.
Yeah, I think that sums it up really. It's going to be a good fight. It's guaranteed to be a good fight.
100%.
Neither of them know how to take a backward step. We've just seen Conor Walker come off a great win, shock win against Pat McCormack. And
At
so,
what point does it stop being a shock though with Conor?
well, I think it was more the fact that we particularly were expecting Pat McCormack to be reaching some really, really high heights.
Yeah, we did.
So,
Yeah.
and he may still do that, and I still rate him very highly. But that loss definitely sets him back. You can't say it doesn't.
No, that'll affect him as well. I mean, I'm not being funny, but we've seen what happened to the last fighter that knocked out the ring. Not Del Boy Chisora, for clarity. That won't affect him. I don't think he's got it in him to be affected. But we saw it with Conlon.
Yeah.
And that was the real turning point. It was a real pivot point of his career, weren't it?
And Pat's not young.
No, he's not. No, he's 31 now, I think.
Yeah. So he's not young, so he doesn't necessarily have the time to.
Are we saying that Pat McCormack should retire?
Not all. I'm saying that he needs to react well to that. But anyway, we're not talking about Pat McCormack. Conor Walker's just had obviously a good win over him.
He has.
Showed his engine, showed his heart, showed his toughness, and his power as well. Really, I mean, he's not got loads of knockouts on his record, but you can't really argue with the fact that
he just breaks people down. He's just so good.
Just his volume and his intensity, the whole fight. In the 12th round, he had him on the ropes, just swinging in hooks, and that's what did it.
And it did it against Harry Scarf.
Yeah.
And he did the same against Cyrus Pattinson. All phenomenal amateurs, all better boxers, arguably in regards to the purist point of view.
Yeah.
But he's the tough. He's probably the toughest man in boxing at this minute in time.
Got to be up there, hasn't he?
Gotta be. Like absolutely brilliant. And I really do rate him. I think he's beautiful value, phenomenal value for the British boxing fans. Now, Sam Eggington, it's a weird one because again, like I say, Sam Eggington. There was talks that Conor Walker was fighting Lewis Crocker. We went over it yesterday. Lewis Crocker then, the IBF said, no, we're not allowing it. So it was like, okay, fine. So Lewis Crocker was then offered to fight Conor Benn. Conor Benn said no, because Conor Benn wanted to fight the dead version of Regis Prograis last weekend or whenever it was.
Yep.
Then it was like, all right, well, you can fight the winner of Paro Donovan. And then that fell through because Donovan got injured or something. And then it was like, no, you're fighting Paro. It was like, yep, Min and now Paro got injured or Crocker's injured or someone got injured. And it's like IBF should have just given Conor Walker the shot at this point as a voluntary defence. Sam Eggington is not at world level, but because of the styles, this is a tough fight.
Yeah.
Conor is better when he's got somebody who doesn't want to engage with him. Sam will 100% engage with him.
Yeah.
And there's a few differences. I mean, the similarities are they're both pressure fighters. The differences are Sam Eggington generally tries to plant his feet on singular shots more than Conor Walker does.
He seems a bit more calculated, doesn't he?
Yeah.
As in, he'll still trade and he'll still engage with you, but he's not as much wasted energy, I would say.
Yeah.
You know, if he'll take his time and think about his shots a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think you saw that when he fought Piggy Pigford on the
Yes.
CBS Coley card.
Yeah. At Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Vitality. Yeah.
I think you saw. I mean, even in finishing him,
Yeah.
his shots weren't wasted. It wasn't landing on the gloves too much. It was a lot of just clean, calculated shots really that did what they needed to do.
Yeah, where you do see, obviously, we do see quite a lot of chaos when it comes to Conor Walker.
Yeah.
Now that's his style,
Works for him.
It works for him. And the thing is, as well, again, Conor Walker not only being the toughest man in boxing, but he has probably got the best engine in boxing because I don't think I've ever seen him slow down. I don't think I've ever seen him stand middle of the ring and go, right, let's go again. It's just like, walk in the park. Round 1. It's like it's round 84, Conor. And it's, I'm okay. So yeah, it's going to be. I'll be honest. It could be very much the toughest man wins.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think it could be. What have they got left in round 12? You know.
And I'll be honest. I'm a bit like a Fabio Wardley, but I find myself writing Conor off because you look at people like Pat McCormack and you go, yeah, he's an elite talent. You know, we looked at even like people like Harry Scarf, for example. Like Harry Scarf when he fought him. Stylistically, you're thinking Harry Scarf's a phenomenal 10, 12 round fighter on the back foot, and you're thinking he might have the beating of him here if he can stay out of the way. But Conor finds a way, and he gets to him. So I'll be honest with you, on this one, there's not a lot to break down from a skill set point of view. They're both talented fighters in their own right, but the realism of it is there's only one way this fight goes, and that's a war. I think Conor Walker has the better of it. I think he's got the less miles on the clock. Eggington's been around forever and a day.
Yep.
Not caught up with him yet. Beat Lee Cutler last year in a really good win.
Yep. Well, that was a
technical decision.
Yeah, there was a cut, wasn't there, from a clash of heads. I mean, to be honest with you, God, I don't want to jinx this, and I don't think I will because we don't see it horribly often. But because of their styles and because of the come forward. No, I'm talking. We could see some.
Oh, there'll be blood.
It's the worry of going in, swinging. I don't want to see that clash of heads. Cut ruins the fight for us. But it's going to be a war. They both go to deep waters.
One thing I would say, by the way, actually, that I did think about yesterday after we'd finished recording, I thought to myself after I sat last night in Wagmummers with Nicole, and I was thinking about Sam Eggington on our date night. And not that she'd have been impressed by that or knew, but she now knows. Not that she watches our videos. So Sam Eggington's a 154 fighter, general rule of thumb. I thought to myself, I'm sure he's done fight at 147. So I had a look, and he's not notoriously a 147. So he's having to come down in weight here from his natural weight class. So I was thinking, I don't think Sam Eggington has ever missed his weight. But this could be a tight one. This could come into play here if he struggles to make weight and he cuts himself because Conor Walker's a natural 147. I don't think he does a lot of boiling down for it. If Sam Eggington has a tough weight cut, could play. It
could be.
Do you know what? For a fight that's not that I don't get, it is still an interesting fight.
Oh yeah, it's a very good fight.
Yeah. And for any casual that's going, who the is Conor Walker? Is Sam Eggington? I don't care if you don't know who they are. Tune in.
Yeah,
live on DAZN.
It's going to be a war. It literally cannot be anything other than an absolute slugfest.
It's going to be amazing. I'm really looking forward to it. Looking forward to it.
We'll move on though to Bilal Fawaz and Ryan Kelly. Bilal Fawaz looking to defend his British and Commonwealth super welterweight titles. Super welterweight, yeah, that's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
154. Yeah,
I don't know why that threw me off. Then I don't know why.
Stop confusing me.
I know. Fawaz obviously picked up his belt when he fought Ish recently.
Great fight.
Great fight. Scores were close actually. But
closer than they deserved. I
thought that. I'm not saying Ish didn't do himself justice in that fight, but I think especially towards the end, you could just see that he had nothing left. Bilal was pretty much just landing at will, and he was getting to express himself a bit, show his style a bit, and I think it's going to be a lot of the same story this time round.
Probably there's similarities between Ryan and Ish. Now, I said yesterday in our rehearsal, don't get used to me saying that, guys, because we do not bloody rehearse, and I'm not rehearsing again. Ryan Kelly, I think, he's probably seen better days now. He's suffered 6 defeats. 20 wins. Been there, done it.
2 of them in his last 3 as well.
Yeah, his only win in the last 3 coming against a nobody.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, no disrespect to him, but he's not even a journeyman. It's not even a learning fight. It's
Losing
just,
record, it wasn't really
it's
anything really.
just, it was just a man to get some momentum back into Ryan Kelly to put him on a card or whatever. So his 2 losses have come to Kieran Conway, which, to be fair to him on that one, on the Sonny Edwards Yafai undercard, we thought Ryan may have done enough to nick that. It was tight, it was close, he looked really good in a close decision.
And then Ajako.
And then Kievan Ajako, which again in its own right was quite a tough fight for Ajako, because Kelly makes it awkward, he makes it difficult. He's one of them fighters, he's always in close fights. I just think we saw against Ish, Bilal's got the beating of that style of fighter.
Yeah.
He's quite big for the weight. He's not, don't get me wrong, I don't think he does a hell of a lot of boiling down, but he's naturally quite stocky at that weight. I don't think he'll get bullied. I don't think Ryan Kelly's got a hell of a lot left. I think he's at that point in his career where it's sort of a couple of away corner opportunities. I think it's a keep busy fight for Bilal. I think they're waiting on the whole passport thing clearing up.
It's definitely no real step up, is it? We said that yesterday.
No.
I think,
and that's no discredit to Ryan, by the way.
No.
Ryan is in and around that British level.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Bilal's miles ahead of it, but I just think because of the story that comes with Bilal, and I can't remember how you described it yesterday, but I think you said it's quickly becoming one of the best stories in boxing.
Yeah.
And I think it's a great way to describe it. And because of that, we all want to see Bilal get the massive opportunities. And the realism of it is Ryan Kelly, though I think he has the beating of Ryan, is a banana skin that I wouldn't like to see Bilal slip on at this minute in time.
Yeah, I think that I get confidence from the fact that Ish has gone and fought a couple of world level fighters himself. Not to say that Kelly hasn't, because Ajako's looking at potentially getting a
he's definitely
world title shot.
he's
anyway,
definitely in the top 10, isn't he? Let's be honest, at that weight class.
But I don't think there's that many differences. I think Ish is a slightly better fighter than Ryan Kelly.
I would agree.
I think Bilal's had Ish's number, really, to be honest with you. I think he looked pretty comfortable in that fight. Obviously, not the whole way through. Earlier rounds, it was a bit more difficult for him, but it was always going to be. But I think, like I say, I think you're right. I think this is probably due to the passport stuff with Bilal stuck in the country, due to the probably availability of other fights and things like that, and maybe a little bit of a. I think it still does things for Bilal. I think if he beats Ryan Kelly, it's another decent name where he can go, I am definitely at this level. There's no disputing it. I am definitely at this level. And then it could be, once they get things sorted for him, he wants to be, we said it yesterday, probably never going to be a world champion. That's just the brutal honesty for me. He's getting on as well, so there's not going to be much time for that. But I think he could be a European champion.
I think so.
And we said yesterday, quite often you'll find a British title fight is probably a closer affair than maybe when you get to that European title fight. But it speaks to the level of ability in Britain, and it speaks to the fights that we put on. So yeah, I think European title for Bilal is on the horizon, and I think what a career and what a story that'd be for him.
Yeah, 100%. So I'll be honest with you, if anyone's wondering why I'm being rude at this point, I'm not. I just wanted to try and work out realistically who I'd like to see Bilal in with next, because we threw some names around yesterday. And I kind of went, oh, I don't really get it. Now you look at like the rankings at the minute for 154, and above him in the rankings overall on BoxRec, you've got people like Ben Thale, which Ben's a good fighter, but I'll be honest, not interested in seeing that fight. Above that, you've got Louis Green, who again is a decent fighter, but it's like, well, I'm not really that bothered. Like Louis Green lost against Sam Gilly, which again, no discredit, but I'm not bothered. You then get into the top 50 on BoxRec, and you've got a lot of international fighters that realistically aren't going to do a lot for him. And then as you're sort of creeping through, you get into fighters that are past their best, probably not interested. I mean, Danny Garcia, is he retired? No one knows. Keith Thurman coming off a loss. Is he going to come to the UK to fight Bilal Fawaz? Probably not. So it's an awkward division, really. And he's not at the pace of someone like a Brandon Adams yet.
No.
Do you know what I mean? So it's really tough at the minute. Because other than that top echelons of that weight class, there's not huge opportunities there. But I just want to see him in big fights. Just throw him in with Josh Kelly. Let him have a world title fight. Roll the dice. Do it at Newcastle. I don't care. Oh, sorry, Sunderland. Sorry, Josh. Sunderland. Stadium of Light.
Yeah.
What we did say yesterday, and I want to say it again, is the fight I really want to see at that weight class is Junaid Boston versus Ish Davis. Once Ish has had his holiday, and Junaid's had this comeback fight against.
Don't worry, Junaid's going to get his spot. We'll talk about him.
No, but I want him to fight Ish.
Okay.
And then I want the winner to fight Bilal again. Probably Junaid, because I think the first two were phenomenal.
Yeah, I can't believe we've talked about Bilal Fawaz without talking about his fights with Junaid Boston.
I know.
How did we manage that?
I don't know.
We didn't do that yesterday.
No, we didn't.
The fights with Junaid Boston. I mean, if you haven't seen them, go back and watch the highlights.
Watch the highlights.
All right, watch the whole thing.
Watch the whole bloody fight, the whole 10 rounds.
The first fight, Bilal was probably unlucky not to win that. Scored a draw. The second fight, he did win. I thought maybe, again, it might have been slightly biased, but I thought at the time that Junaid might have just done enough for it, even after everything that went on.
Yeah.
Junaid was basically out on his feet, pretty much carried back to his corner. Crazy fight. One of the best rounds you'll ever watch, round 3 of that fight. So,
great. Yeah.
Just can't wait to see him out again.
Yeah, make sure to tune in and watch it.
Right. Kieran Conway, Mark Jeffers is our next fight. 10 rounds at super middleweight.
We disagreed on this one. Well, no, I say slightly. No, we do disagree. I think you give a fair reasoning.
I like Conway. I think he's proven that he's a good fighter. I think his losses are to good opposition. I think before his last fight with Lidard, his losses only came to Suleiman Sissoko and then Ammo Williams. So, those are...
How many losses Conway got? 4?
Yeah, 4. So I've just realised there's definitely another one. I can't think who it is. I think it was it early in his career?
I can't remember. No, Sissoko was his first. But either way, yeah, he's lost. He's suffered defeats now on a couple of occasions.
Yeah.
And
yeah, but he's also had a good couple of wins. He beat Jerome Warburton. He beat Ryan Kelly. He's had other good wins. The Lidard fight was a tough one for him. That's the thing. It looked like it took a lot out of him. Injured. You said yesterday. Injured. Did he have surgery on it? And
I
then
think so, yeah.
that wasn't that long ago, so it's not really a lot of time out the ring to be coming
Probably
straight
can't
back in.
afford that though, can he? That's the thing. You look
Probably
at it and
not.
you think, well, how long can you have? I think the injury probably did him the world of good in that fight. Because I think if it wasn't for the injury, he was getting beat up.
Yeah.
Right. And if it weren't for the injury, he'd have got stopped anyway.
It took some real
Yeah.
damage.
And I think, I'll be honest with you, I think the injury did him some good because it gave his team and him an opportunity. And I'm not saying to make an excuse necessarily, but it justified what was a bit of a I hate the term, bit of a schooling, I'll be honest.
He did get a beating, didn't he?
Yeah, and I think it probably saved his face a little bit. So to give him what it was a great opportunity against Mark Jeffers, who I still think is brilliant, to come in, get back to winning ways, and prove that once again he's in that conversation for British titles. Not huge amounts to talk about it. On the side of Jeffers, just give him a little bit of a shout out. Obviously coming off 2 defeats now, one against Sean Hemphill on the Callum Simpson undercard.
Yeah.
Everyone expected that to be a tick-over fight, ready to make the Callum Simpson fight. I think was the fight that was in talks at the time. That obviously has fell through because the Hemphill had an opportunity to fight Willie Hutchinson in a brilliant opportunity for him, but up at 175. Got found out to be a bit too small on the night.
I feel
and
like that
out
was...
of his depth as well, realistically.
Yeah.
Willie's a world-level fighter. We've seen that now repeatedly. Unfortunately, Jeffers isn't yet, or isn't.
I think we disagreed on that one, but I sort of felt like the writing was on the wall there. Willie Hutchinson is a great operator at that weight.
You calling me out?
No, I'm just saying.
I did get it wrong. I thought Willie would win, but I expected Mark to make it a lot tougher than he did, and he didn't. He got beat up.
Yeah,
badly.
Yeah. I just think I'm not saying that Mark's not got skills. I think he is good, and I think this will make for a good fight.
Oh yeah,
definitely. I think they're probably not dissimilar in level, and it's just the thing is with their losses now, and we said this yesterday. It does feel like a bit like winner stays on in a weird way.
No, I do agree.
You are going to lose a lot of your interest. You're going to lose a lot of the interest from a promoter or from anybody looking to put a fight on with you if you don't win this fight. I think if you win, you keep getting fights like this or even better fights.
Yep.
If you lose, you said yesterday, you become an away fighter. You become a bit of a almost like a gatekeeper for like domestic level sort of thing.
Pretty much. And there's always opportunities, and we see it all the time, don't we? Sam Gilly losing to Ish Davis went in against, why is his name going out my head? Fort Paul Keane. Aston Brown.
Yeah.
And Aston Brown was the A side. He was the guy that he's got a great story on the comeback. Sam Gilly went in there and and threw himself right back into domestic mix. So I'm not saying that these guys loser retires, but it's a long way back.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is a tough, tough way back for
It
the loser
I
here.
think it's just an acceptance of you're probably not gonna be that 3rd name on the card anymore. You're not gonna be that,
No.
you're not gonna be helping out on small halls or whatever. You probably just yeah,
You're going to
you lose a
be
lot of your marketability is the thing.
100%. And the realism of it is with Kieran Conway is, I think, especially the loss will hurt him more because he's always been with the big promoter, been with
Mm,
Matchroom since day dot. Jeffers is kind of used to now being that away fighter a little bit anyway.
yeah.
I think with Jeffers, he'll continue to be an away fighter for multiple promoters as a free agent. I think Conway has always been the A side. Even against Liddard, he was the A side, obviously, as the British champion. I just think if he loses this, he has to look at himself and think, right, I'm losing at fringe British level against certain opponents.
Yeah.
Where do I go?
It feels odd to say really because they're both very entertaining.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
from an entertainment perspective,
100%.
you may still hold some value there, and you might
Yeah, yeah.
you will probably hopefully still get your opportunities. But again, the point stands that if you pick up more losses, it's eventually it's going to those losses are going to catch up to you
Yeah.
in terms of whether you keep getting opportunities. So
And look, the fighters prove that they can get opportunities with losses. Dave Allen and Derek Chisora and all the likes always give that example. But yeah, it's tough. It's a great fight. I think Jeffers is going to beat him.
mm,
I think Jeffers is going to beat him. I think he's got a little bit left, a little bit more left. And I think Jeffers will then get into some big fights at that 168
yeah, it's hard
division.
to say, isn't it? Because there's a lot of factors that are potentially in play here. I think Conway might might do him this time, but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was the other way, to be honest.
No, absolutely. Well, we'll move on because we could talk about British fighters all
Yeah,
day.
yeah. We are going to make mention of a couple of female fights on the card as well. Women's boxing,
Flying at the minute.
looking really good on this card as well. To be honest
Mm,
with you, a couple of really good fights. Shannon Ryan, Nicola Hopewell for the IBF Intercontinental and the vacant Commonwealth Super Flyweight title. Um, yeah, obviously we mentioned yesterday both of these fighters share a mutual defeat. If that's how you would
that would be right.
say
I
it.
like the way you did that.
To Emma Dolan. So that's both of their only losses. Obviously, Emma Dolan just lost quite dramatically to Irma Garcia in her
Yeah.
world title challenge.
Who finally announced herself on the scene at 47.
Yeah, she's 43, I think, and yeah, crazy, but props to Irma Garcia. But yeah, Shannon Ryan fighting Nicola Hopewell, couple of titles on the line, and I think it will be a good fight. I think they're both um, fairly similar stage in their career. I mean,
Yeah.
10-1 for Ryan, 8-1 for Hopewell. I think it'll be a fairly close affair, but we said that when Ryan fought Watson,
Watson. Yeah.
didn't we?
This feels like a big fight for me. And the
Mm,
reason it feels like a big fight, and again, to be honest, in hindsight of yesterday, thought about it a little bit afterwards, and the realism of it is the realism of it with women's boxing is it moves so quickly. Now, this is a Commonwealth title. In men's boxing, in male boxing, you win a Commonwealth title, you're still miles off world level,
mm,
miles away. Here, the winner, big doors open
mm,
because Shannon Ryan, coming off of a career best win against Claire Watson, looked brilliant, looked phenomenal, looked big,
yeah,
looked strong,
demolition.
looked absolutely brilliant. She does a similar thing to Nicola Hopewell.
Yeah,
Big doors open, and same vice versa for Hopewell. After Shannon Ryan's last performance, if she goes in there and gets schooled by Hopewell, people, including us, are going to go, great performance, big doors open.
yeah.
Whether that even be just at British title level to begin with, or somewhere in that fringe world level, MVP are putting on cards, they need away fighters. There's going to be opportunities, and I think this fight is massive. I think the winner, don't be surprised if the winner isn't in a final eliminator or a world title fight next.
Mm.
I think it's that big of a fight. I think realistically,
There's a lot there, isn't there?
a hell of a
A
lot
lot
there.
there. The other fight for us to talk about is TMA Ayton, Stevie Levy.
We talked about this yesterday. Obviously, I don't want to talk about it. Still don't want to talk about it. This isn't me doing like a Prince Nazim. I'm not talking about Ben Whitaker because Ben Whitaker fights a bit like me. This
Yeah.
is me saying I will pick a winner because I've got to, but I love both.
Mm.
I think Tia's the future of women's boxing. I
Do you want me to talk about it then? Seems though you're not going to talk about
yeah,
it.
I'm gonna go out.
Don't go out. Um, Tia's had a tough fight out last time, toughest fight of her career. she didn't continue her knockout streak. Catherine Ramos just proved to be tough night's work.
You're going to get them.
Yeah, you're going to get them. That's the whole point. They're trying to progress her fairly quickly, and that was a tough night's work. And they came out and said that, and like that was tough. And I think Tia was maybe struggling a little bit more to work her out than she had other fights. But she still looked great, and I still think the trajectory hasn't changed. But what we have seen is that she's moved up. She's gone from bantamweight, which was her last fight, to now featherweight.
Few jumps,
Now,
yeah.
don't normally see that, but it's possible that there's stuff going on in the background. There's things we don't know. There's definitely, obviously, things we don't know. But if they've decided that that's best for her and that's where the opportunities lie and that's where she's going to shine, fair play, crack on. It doesn't necessarily lend itself to being, okay, well, I can be the world champion at bantamweight, be a super bantam feather, but that doesn't really affect her in any way, in her career in any way. All it means is she's starting, or she's decided she's got to start somewhere else.
Yeah.
And fair enough. And I think that this is a really, really tough fight to go into at your first fight at a new weight. Stevie Levy's very good. She lost to Tycee Gallagher when she fought for a
British
title, but we know Tycee's level as well. We know she's really good. We've had her on the channel before, and I think it should be a good fight, but never going to bet against Tia. Never.
No. So my hope, and I said it yesterday, was for me the best outcome for me is because I don't want Tia's trajectory to change. She's still only is she even 19 yet?
I don't know,
but she's a baby, right? And for me, I want her to go all the way, and I think she will. I don't even think, I know she will. Stevie's been there, done it, got the t-shirt. I want her to get big opportunities. I'd always said I'd like to see the Tycee rematch. I think that's a good fight. I think it's just an entertaining one between two really nice girls. I just hope she does herself proud, and I hope she puts in a tough enough fight for Tia, that Tia learns, because I think that's always important at this stage, and that Stevie's stop rises to give her opportunities again against big up and coming names, where maybe she gets the opportunity to headline a next gen style show and all that sort of stuff. So, may the best woman win. And as much as I hate to say it, I expect it to be.
Tia.
I expect it to be a pretty much an open and shut case, unfortunately, Stevie.
Yeah. Good fights though, all up and down the card.
Yeah.
We have got one more fight I want to make a very, very quick mention of. Junaid Boston, who's come up earlier, he is fighting. Not really anything of a big fight or anything like that. He's obviously found himself a lot further down the card than he has been previously. Mohamed Krejci, I think, is fighting.
Yeah.
But hopefully that's going to be a confidence fight, back to winning ways, and get back to what we think Junaid Boston has to offer again. Just unfortunate that he bumped into a Bilal Fawaz, who was
a lot better than people.
Better than people expected. Junaid was working his way up to that English level, and bumped into somebody who's clearly
European
better than that.
potentially,
Yeah. And that's just an unfortunate timing, really.
It happens.
And to be honest with you, again, he was competitive in those fights.
And he's still only young again, Junaid.
Yeah, and it was there was such good fights to watch, and it was they were competitive again. You're talking margins each way.
Yep.
Well, lucky to still be in that second fight, but margins each way. So yeah,
both Junaid Fawaz fights were closer than the Ish fight. And for me, I'm sure Grant Smith and Dalton and the team down at Steel City have obviously had that conversation with Junaid anyway. But I think he needs to take huge credit from the performances.
Yeah.
I'm not being funny. As a young fighter, we've seen fighters of much higher level bottle it, right? Do an Arsenal, for argument's sake. And in that second fight, Junaid was in all sorts of trouble.
Yeah.
Now, fair play to Grant. Sat him down, obviously saw something in Junaid that when because we thought, he's going to pull him out.
Yeah.
We thought, this is it, it's done. And he came out, legs weren't there, he was mature, boxed, he was in the fight throughout, and I think we learned a lot about Junaid Boston, and I think, I'll be honest with you, in a few years' time, we'll look back at that as the making of a very, very, very young man, who will go on to achieve good things in the sport. He's very, very talented, and yeah, good luck to him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not that he gives a shit about me saying that.
Right, we'll quickly go through the final bits then. So if I can have fairly quickly from you.
Yep,
Your
go.
winners, so we've got Walker and Eggington.
I think Walker.
Yep. Got Bilal and Kelly.
Bilal.
Yep. We've got Jeffers and Conway.
Toughest fight to call, I'll be honest, for me. But I think Jeffers. I think maybe Conway's come back a little bit too soon from them injuries.
Yep, maybe.
Might see a repeat.
Shannon Ryan and Nicola Hopewell.
Shannon Ryan. I think pressure.
Tia and Stevie.
I think Tia. Close decision for Tia for Levy's sake.
Yeah.
Janae Boston as well, but
yeah,
given.
So fight of the night.
There's a few that could do it, isn't there? Let's be honest. The top three are all going to be very entertaining. But I think from a casual's point of view, it's hard not to choose Conor Walker Eggington, which is going to be a slugfest from round one. So yeah, I think Conor Walker Eggington for me.
100%. As a card rating, then I know we sort of disagreed with this a little bit. I know you went crazy high.
Well, I called it. I said it's a small hall type event. Now, and I don't mean that in a horrible way. It's obviously not a hotel lobby type event, but it's a York Hall small arena Sheffield Medical Centre type event. So it's a smaller show for something like a Matchroom. Now you've got some phenomenal names on there, and I think maybe I'm being a bit harsh. Maybe I need to compare it more to like when Lewis Crocker. No, not Lewis Crocker. When Ben Crocker fought Sean McComb. That type of show. But even then at that, I think it's a phenomenal one. I'm going to steal your rating from yesterday. 4.
I did not call it a 4.
8. I think 8. I think 8.
Yeah.
I think an 8 or a 9. I think from an
I'm 7 or an 8. Let's go for an 8.
Let's go for an 8. But I just want to say, from an entertainment point of view, it is one of them cards.
No doubt.
If you don't tune into this, you are an idiot.
You're going to miss something.
Because it is going to be top to bottom bangers.
Yeah.
Like every fight on there could be fight of the night. Every fight on there could be fight of the bloody year. One of the best cards of entertaining boxing you will see all year.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It does look very good. It does look very good. The final point is to see whether ChatGPT have or what they've predicted. And they've gone against us on a few here. So Eggington to beat Conor Walker. Ryan Kelly to beat Bilal for Waz. Conway to beat Jeffers. And then it does agree. Shannon Ryan and Tia will have the beating of Hopewell and Stevie.
So it's disagreed with us on the top 3?
Yep.
Well, it disagreed with me on the top 3, because obviously you think Conway.
Crazy, I know.
Eggington, that's a 50-50. That's a roll of the dice.
We'll argue with ChatGPT off the video.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Thank you as always, everybody, for watching. If you haven't made it this far, please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, tell us what you think. Make sure to check out our other social media accounts as well. And we'll see you on the
fans.
Yep, we've started that as well. And we will see you on the next video.